Deuce and Mo, they tell you what they know.
Do it for Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, it's my favorite show. Do it for Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings. Big hopes and dreams as we cover our kings. Never cover the kingdom, but we loving our kings. And we covered your prayers as we doing our thing. Big Deuce with the par, Lil Mo on the screen. Solo or together, still do it for team. Never switch up for $1 or revenue stream. So we always got each other, balance out the beam. Deuce and Mo, and that's the end of the thing. So do it for Deuce and Mo.
We are live! Happy Tuesday nights. What is life?
I don't know.
We are live. Deuce, Mason, Morgan, Reagan, how are we doing?
I don't know.
What
how
up,
I'm doing.
Deuce?
Hey.
Hey,
Good.
I'm rooting for y'all.
How about the second worst team in the NBA, those Sacramento Kings?
Let's go, Kings.
You know, tonight is just bizarre. Let's just call it the way it is, bizarre. Bam Adebayo just had the second highest scoring game in NBA history. Devin Carter dropped 22 points in the fourth quarter of a 20-point comeback for the Kings. And Joey Fatone and 50 Cent lit the fucking beam.
Correct.
What is happening?
Correct. Correct.
Oh, and I just love it too, because here we are talking about the Kings getting a win, 114-109, and the crash out begins from everyone who wants to see them lose every single game from here on out. They can't even take right! And then I have to practice mindfulness
Good.
the best I can tonight, because we have a lot to go over. How you doing, Mo?
I'm good. People are allowed to feel that,
Yeah.
but I think it's just like how we say to anything in life, it's the approach. And when the approach is like just the angry, like, I'm a sports fan, but I'm rooting so hard for my sports team to lose. And by the way, like,
It's because of the system.
That's it. And I'm excited. Sure. I'm excited to go over everything tonight because, like, I feel you on so many different levels. And, like, my emotions were up and down throughout this game as well. So, like, yeah, let's get into it.
Shout out to the Basketball Sickos joining us live. Cat's donating $5 super chat.
Give me a hell yeah.
Saying, have I been saying all along Devin could do this or what? Maybe. I guess I believe you. Shout out to Sack Up, y'all, saying crash out commence. Stella Cat in the building. What's up, director? What is up, Gracie? The baby daddy, Sean, Adam, and Lincoln. Some of the OGs, John D, A. Ron, Snoozer for Boozer. Appreciate you guys for being here. If you haven't done it yet, the biggest thing you can do is hit the thumbs up and subscribe. All it does is help our channel grow. We got a lot to go over tonight, including what we just watched. The Kings getting a win over the Indiana Pacers. Bam's big night. Sprinkle in some MVP conversation as well after what happened between SGA and Jokic. And what Victor did tonight against the Boston Celtics.
Give me a hell yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that one. So that one will be new to me.
He banged down not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 threes tonight.
Wow.
39 points in a win over Boston. All right. You ready?
Please.
Do some Mo. Come down. 3, 2, 1. Hit my music.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, they tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, the podcast that you know.
It was a matchup that had fans in Indiana and Sacramento at the edge of their seats tonight.
Oh.
Two teams vying for the worst record in the NBA, going toe-to-toe. And coming into this game, the Pacers, extremely shorthanded, right? Andrew Nembhard, TJ McConnell, Pascal Siakam, who's been awesome this year, not playing this one. The Kings, meanwhile, welcome back to Mar DeRozan. And you're thinking, well, the Kings are going to win easy tonight. Okay. Well, this game was a roller coaster ride, to say the least.
Yeah.
Sacramento with a hideous first half of basketball.
Hideous.
In fact, they got down by as many as 20 points in this game. They were down 20 with 4:39 to go in the third quarter. Russell Westbrook wasn't playing down the stretch. DeMar DeRozan wasn't playing down the stretch. Malik Monk did not play in the second half. Team says he went out with a right ankle situation. It was the Devin Carter game. On a night where Bam Adebayo captured the NBA world with 83 points, the second highest scoring game in NBA history, Devin Carter said, "Don't forget about me."
Yeah, that's what he said.
He had 22 points in the fourth quarter. The Kings rally in this game from 20 down. They beat the Pacers 114 to 109. So now Indiana has the worst record in the NBA. The Kings shoot up to the second worst record in the NBA at 16-50, leaving Kings fans with beyond mixed emotions. Some fans beyond furious tonight. Others going, "Hey man, 50 Cent, Joey Fatone lit the beam and the Kings won." Yeah, it was that type of night. This podcast is always presented by our friends here at Santebo Vineyards and Winery. I'm Deuce Mason, and that's Morgan Reagan. How you doing, Mo?
Mixed emotions all night long is exactly how I feel.
All night long.
Do do do. Do do do. I'm Joey Fatone and I sing this song.
Okay.
What? I don't even know what songs he was. He was singing like Green Day.
Oh yeah, he mixed it up at halftime. Why are your emotions mixed though?
This is tough it's tough to talk about because I haven't been part of that crowd that's like the Tankathon crowd where it's like, oh, just tank. You know, my emotions are there with those people. Like, yeah, I get it. I feel ya. But I think just for integrity of the game or of being a sports fan, it's just hard for me to want to root on my team to lose. You know, like even if they end up losing after games, and sometimes I have a little smirk on my face or something in this type of season, like yes, but actively rooting for the team to lose. When the Pacers were coming back in this game tonight, I remember at times I found myself looking at the Pacers going, "What the fuck is that defense? Jay Huff, are you gonna protect the rim?" You know, like
You're 7 foot. Can you block a shot?
Like what? I thought you were one of the top shot blockers in the league. You know, and so like I got to that point and I was like, whoa, bitch. You like take a step back. Like, where are you going with this? Get your brain under control. And so I did. And as I did, though, I still just feel so weird. Like I need to go to therapy and talk about all of this.
Morgan,
Yeah.
these feelings are so real.
Okay.
Because here's the reality. I would say 99% of Kings fans understand the importance of getting a good draft pick in this draft. Everybody wants it, okay? Everybody wants it. Now, some get furious tonight. And the thing that you read from the people that are really upset is, they can't even tank right, bro.
That one gets me.
And I'm going, well, tonight, I don't know if that's the best example of that. But no, starting with just how you're feeling. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I think we've talked so much this year about how this has been one of the most challenging years in Kings history. We've seen a lot of bad basketball over the years. I always think back to that 17-win season when the Kings had the worst record in the NBA, had a 25% chance of getting the number one pick, the best odds. They end up dropping to 4. Now, the best player in that draft ends up going 7, Steph Curry. That's crazy how everything works out.
Yeah.
But the point is, when you go through such a tough season as a fan base,
Such a tough season.
and it's not just a tough season. Like the Pacers are having a challenging year. They made it to the NBA Finals last year. For Sacramento, it's been years and years of this. And we all look at this as the potential to land a star in a place where you can't attract a star unless you get them through the draft.
Yep.
And so the thought of even potentially losing out on a really good pick because you win a game against the Pacers infuriates some people. And I get it. If you go through this entire King season and the Kings, let's just say they win 19 or 20 games.
Yeah.
And it drops them to the 4th worst record in the league. And then the lottery comes and they are picking 7th or 8th. That would be one of the most painful things, I think,
Painful.
for all of us to accept.
Like I don't even know how to explain what that feeling would be, and hopefully we don't have to feel that together. But that weighed over me. But even tonight, I think what crushed me was that when the game was so bad, I was already just like, okay, that's fine. This game's ugly. At least, like, the Kings are just gonna lose super ugly tonight. But to win ugly against a team that, like, if anything, you'd rather have them not have the worst record. You want to have the worst record. You want to lose against this team. Sure, whatever. That's where I couldn't find joy. I did find joy in some of the comeback because it was just like, holy shit, Devin Carter's just chucking up shit, going to the rack. Like we'll get there. We'll talk about that fun stuff because there was fun. But ultimately, it was just hard for me to break through emotionally because I was just like, they just gave me one of the worst first halves of the season while everything else was weighing over me. And then we get to the end and I'm supposed to all of a sudden be happy about this.
Yeah, and that's where it gets mixed, right? You could be happy about individual performances, be happy, hey, Devin Carter getting an opportunity, and then looking like the guy we saw at Providence hitting step back threes and big shots clutch. Like, where has this been?
Right.
Oh my God. And the fact that he would not have gotten much opportunity in this game tonight had Malik Monk been able to play in the second half. Remember, he left with the ankle thing. So, yeah, I feel all that. And so I hear it because, on social media, people will tweet at me like, this is the worst thing ever, blah, blah, blah. And like, they can't even tank. And I find myself getting irritated at that. I do.
Irks you.
But I understand it. I've said all along, like, get a top 3 pick. This is the year you got to get a top 3 pick. You got to get a top 3. You got to be in a position to get a really good pick here. And if we get to the end of the season and they're not in a good position and the lottery comes and they don't, it's going to be beyond painful. I guess what I'm saying here is maybe something I've repeated several times throughout the year. And even when it comes to trade deadline stuff, in the past with rumors, I can tell you personally how I choose to operate, and it's hard for me. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
I can't get pre-mad.
Yeah.
If I put all my energy right now into being pissed about tonight or being like, oh my God, this is going to be the worst. It's like an avalanche of like negativity I'm feeling, right?
Yeah.
And then the lottery comes and they're in the top 3. It's like, why did I waste all my time like stressing about it? You know what I mean?
It's like the glass is half empty for that period of time when why? Like you have water. It doesn't have to be half full. It doesn't have to be half empty. You have water to drink.
And so I guess the way I try to deal with this is like, dude, you got 16 games to go. We don't even know what this next 16 games look like. There are definitely some teams on the schedule that you go, well, it's going to be winnable games when you play the Nets twice and you still have the Grizzlies and you still have the Utah Jazz coming up for sure.
Yeah.
But we don't know what it holds. And then on top of that, we have to see how the lottery plays out in May. I think some people would say, Deuce, you're coping a little bit here. No, I'm just telling you what I have to do for myself to protect my energy. I can't get pre-mad at things. I'm not going to get pre-mad at the lottery's results. I think some people tonight are going, great, they're going to pick 8th now. Well, I mean, where they're sitting right now, as it stands today, they would have the 2nd worst record in the league.
Yeah.
And the lowest they could go would be 6th.
Yeah.
The best odds for them would be 5th at 27.8%. But you know what's crazy? They still have the same chance as the Indiana Pacers at the number 1 pick at 14%.
Yep.
That would be the same case if they were picking 3rd, 14%.
1 through 3.
All I'm going to say is just try to maintain perspective. That's my message to the people that are beyond furious about tonight, that are just like, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
And then my next message would be, I'm not exactly sure what else you would have wanted the Kings to do tonight.
Yeah.
They got down 20. Russ came out of this game like 4.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, did not play again. DeMar came out like at the 5-minute mark of the 3rd quarter, did not play again. Precious Achiuwa did not play down the stretch. Malik Monk did not play in the second half. You won this game because Devin Carter and the Kings, that Kings roster that was out there with Plowden and Nick Clifford. You had Eubanks at times, Maxime Rand. You won because those guys were able to get shit done. Devin Carter was a monster down the stretch, and the Indiana Pacers were beyond dreadful.
Yeah.
It wasn't because, hey, dude, DeMar dropped 35 tonight and played 40 minutes. Russell Westbrook, oh my God, another monster triple-double. Precious Achiuwa had 29. It wasn't that tonight. You won it because Devin Carter looked like he was at fucking Providence again.
Yeah.
And catching fire with 22 of his career high 24 points in the fourth quarter.
No, and this is what we've wanted to see all season long, right? It was, can these guys finish it out at the end of a game instead of Doug freaking out and just going, okay, let's have DeMar and Russ
game.
get
Get
it
him in there.
done.
Yep.
Yeah, because I want to add a dub to my record, and it's like, no. And so, like, you have to keep that perspective if you've been keeping that energy all season long, and we have been keeping that energy all season long. So you're exactly right. That is like what I thought about when I was doing the post-game show, was just that. At least the young guys, and I just say young guys, obviously we know 27, 26, 25, go down the list, whatever. At least it was the young guys that got it done, that figured out a way, that got the NBA experience, these valuable minutes, the opportunities to go off and do what they need to do. And on top of that, I just think it's the coolest fucking thing that this arena, doesn't matter what night it is of the week, whatever it is, the Sacramento Kings fans will just cheer loud throughout an entire game, even down 20 when a big play happens and everything else. And then with the resilient comeback that the Kings had, I'm like, yeah, this is what it's about. This moment for some of these people who, some might be casuals and not even give a damn about the draft lottery or anything like that. They're there for that specific game in the present right then and there. And that is what they're rooting on. And like those moments come to me again. I'm like, yes, this is what sports is about. And I get excited again. So yeah, it's okay to be everywhere along this scale.
Like in the chat right now. My goodness. Tank says Indiana's at elite at tanking. I mean, Aaron Nesmith was playing in this game in the fourth quarter. I thought there was a stretch when he came out late third. I'm like, oh, there's no way that Carlisle is going to go back to him. Mm-hmm. No, he played. They were playing some of their key guys down the stretch that were available tonight. And Siakam's thing was real. Like, I guess after the Portland game, he was in a bad spot, really banged up. And they're like, you know what? We can't have him go. It doesn't make sense this stage of the season to push through a knee issue. So I don't look at it like that. I mean, I think, with Obi Toppin, could they have played him more minutes tonight? He's coming back in his 9th, 10th game back. I don't know what his minute restriction is after missing the entire season. But they played, Jarris Walker has been playing big minutes for them. He played big minutes. Nesmith played big minutes. I didn't look at Indiana as like, oh, dude, they are really milling it in here. In the late third quarter, maybe you make the case they put Taylor Peter in and he wasn't very good in that stretch. Mm-hmm. And maybe that was just enough. I don't know. Also in the chat, someone was saying, where's it at? Sorry, Morgan.
It's okay.
I'm scrolling up.
I know you are.
I wanted to get to this. I forget who it was. Anyway, someone was like, well, say so long to AJ. And I'm like, again.
They still have the same percentage of getting the number 1 pick as the Pacers.
I mean,
it's really top 5. It's just about the top 5, top 6. That's the whole thing that you should be getting frustrated about. It's like, oh man, now they have a chance to the same percentage, 14% to get the number 1 pick. The top 3 teams get that.
So you could still get it. Breaking news, and also last year the team who got the number 1 pick, fucking team. That beat you in the play-in. Okay, so they were in the play-in. I guess all I'm asking for some of those people, you don't have to agree with me and subscribe to the don't get pre-mad thing. But I'm like, this whole no, I don't know. What's that character from Winnie the Pooh? What's his name?
Eeyore.
That's Eeyore is his name?
But
that's not his name.
Yeah, it is.
How does he sound?
Today's not gonna be sunny, Pooh Bear.
Oh, I guess We're not getting the number 1 pick now.
That was good. That was Eeyore like.
But what is the point in saying that and feeling that?
I mean,
But what does that do?
but that's the thing. That's the world. Like the world goes like when everyone, instead of being Eeyore, try and be Tigger. And then you can be like, the wonderful thing about Tigger is that he's the only one, and he's like always happy and jumping off his tail and stuff. You know, he's a tiger that just like bounces off his tail like a little springy.
I'm sorry, I was a piglet guy. What can I say?
Piglet was a scary little bitch.
Excuse me?
Pooh Bear's sidekick.
Actually, hot take.
Yeah,
My sister loved Winnie the Pooh.
I loved Winnie the Pooh.
Hated it.
Okay, why?
I'm Winnie the Pooh. Like,
What's wrong? Wait, and he ate a lot of honey. And
didn't like his voice.
Oh,
I just never connected with the
Brown.
cartoon. Never connected with it.
Okay, so it's iconic. So let's not actually
My
fight about
point,
this.
though,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like, why do we have to be Eeyore?
yeah. I mean,
What's the point?
And that's the thing, though. But that's even the combination of Winnie the Pooh friends and people and things. That's the world. You have different personalities and all these different ways of people going about certain things. So it's okay for those people to be Eeyores, but you have to be like level-headed and a Winnie the Pooh, and you can't let it get to you.
I'm not level-headed. I'm all over the place. I embrace that. And some roller coaster ride, like this game. But I guess my point is like, just wait to be mad after the lottery if it doesn't go your way. Like what? You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I'm with
people
you.
are just furious. Here's the poll question night. Are you mad about the win? The options: no, light the beam. Yes, are you serious? Or blah. Well, 51% of people say no, light the beam. 31% say yes, are you serious? And 17% say blah.
Hey, you have mostly people saying no. Like that's ultimately, I think where this gets so complicated is that it's doesn't need to be complicated and it's sports. You win, you can be happy. You lose, you can be mad. And then you can get to the gray area when you start breaking things down and analyzing the actual sport of like, oh, why this was an ugly win or why this was not the worst loss you've ever seen. You know, like you can get there, but I think everyone is so wrapped up and for good reason. You all have very good reasons because we're traumatized as Sacramento Kings fans. And I think that's what it ultimately comes down to.
You're right. And that's what I think it is. It is this beaten up fan base
Trauma.
that has seen moments where they felt like it was turning the corner.
Yes.
Or even in the past, getting some lottery luck where you jump up to number 2.
Yes.
And then you draft the one guy that literally is not a franchise guy at all.
Yeah.
And those moments are just soul crushing. And that doesn't even bring up some of the misses of the past in the lottery too, where you have a good lottery spot, there's a good player there, and you don't draft him because someone else fell. And those moments hurt so bad. So I guess to your point, we all have this desperate want.
It's
this
desperate.
desire for this team to like have something positive. For once, we want to like lottery comes, you get a number 1, number 2 pick, and you pick the right guy, and it's exciting next year. And the thought of that maybe not happening is devastating for some people.
For sure.
And I mean, it hurts me too.
Oh,
it
yeah.
hurts me
to my core.
And maybe this is just my whole protective measure where I'm just trying to not think about it and get upset and feel too much about it because it hasn't happened yet. I mean, that's the reality. I'm not going to get pre-mad in the future when they're in a playoff series, like they're not going to win. It's like, no, you just let it play out.
Just like therapy, when you go once and you kind of pick up on some tools, you don't just like use those tools for one example one time in your life and then you're like, okay, we're cool. We've been working on utilizing these tools throughout this entire Kings season, right? Like how we want to approach things, how we're going to approach even this moment right now. I had no idea going into today's game being like, oh, I'm going to be so upset if they lose to the Pacers or if they beat the Pacers and then they add an extra win because of the draft lottery, blah, blah. I was just more like, we'll see how the game goes. They're probably going to get the win, da-da-da. But I think because the game happened the way that it happened with the dramatic I guess, experience of seeing them down 20 against the worst team in the league, seeing Micah Potter with a wide open lane, jamming it home at times, and you just going, what? And then for them to find a way to get back and to put a W onto that column, it's hard. It's a tough thing to like wrap your head around. But at the same time, as you get there and you be in the present, you realize like what is good about it. It's sports. A win is good. And you don't need to get upset about what the future is because you just don't know. And this one win is not ultimately going to screw with all that. It's just not.
It could.
But how? How? The only way it could is if they got in that 6th spot. That would be the only way.
Well, it could because if they win, just again, if they win a few more here.
I'm just saying this one tonight.
But that win tonight goes toward the future too. You know what I'm saying? So it could.
Yeah.
It could. I mean, but that's the whole point I'm making is like, can't get pretty mad at it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But yes, but also like this one win in this present tonight ultimately could not screw with everything. Like unless it just gives them the confidence and inspires them to win every single game down the stretch.
You never know. And the perspective, too, is they were down 20 in this game, like you said. At halftime, by the way, the score was 59-42. Sacramento at the half was shooting 34%. They were 2 of 13 from 3. And, man, defensively, it looked like a real mess. In fact, at the beginning of the third quarter, the Pacers' first play, who was that? Was that Toppin who slipped the screen?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, they open up with Toppin slipping the screen on a pin down. He fakes the pin down, slips, and they throw a lob for 2 points. You're like, oh, my God, this is how they're coming up? And then you had Westbrook fouling Obi Toppin, that flagrant foul, on a 3-point shot. And it's like, man, this is really just not going to go their way. But the swing happened once Devin Carter and Killian Hayes came in the game, which is, again, think about what I'm saying right now, okay?
Said.
The swing and how this game turned around for Sacramento was when Devin Carter and Killian Hayes came into the game. They're on ball pressure, right? Devin Carter had some huge moments. He had that steal. How about even when he first came in, the craziness, he had the steal and it looked like, oh my God, end to end for the jam, and it popped out.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I was just like, okay, this is how the season is. Like, this defines the season.
But then you also had Plowden going for the hammer. Remember, he was going to dunk it on Potter's head. Potter got the block. But what happened was you go down 78-58, and by the end of the third quarter, it's 82-72. And cutting that lead in half going into the fourth quarter, you felt like, okay, the Kings are legitimately going to have a chance here. And my goodness, did Devin Carter catch absolute fire, hitting step back threes, attacking. What stood out to you about how they were able to come back in this game?
Every time he got that first step in the angle that he wanted in the half court set, it wasn't in transition all the time. It wasn't in an early offense. It was like he was getting a high pick or even just guys kind of maybe even a little bit of a ghost screen, whatever. And as soon as his defender even barely stood up, he would just go get that first step. And then there was zero help or rim protection. And when I say zero, it was confusing. The weak side was never there for the Pacers. But on top of that, because it was Jay Huff guarding Maxime Reynaud or Drew Eubanks, and they were the one guarding, they were the one setting the screen for Devin Carter, they were pulled out. I'm thinking, why are you coming up on Maxime Reynaud or Drew Eubanks to, like even stunt Devin Carter? If anything, he cooked your ass 7 times. Stay in the paint. Stay in the paint. And so then Devin Carter read it so perfectly and was like, here I go again, and back down the right lane or in the middle of the paint, make a move at the basket.
Devin looked really fast out there tonight, too. He was moving well. He said after the game that his ankle was bugging him, and so was his shin.
Oh, God.
Yeah, because he was kind of limping after the game.
Well, remember that time that he went down and he was holding his ankle for a while? I mean, I bet you anything like he won't be playing tomorrow.
Morgan, the way Indiana played defensively at times in that fourth quarter was like how the Kings played defense in the second quarter.
Yes.
Like, because we were texting, too, where there was a pick and pop situation with, I think it was Micah Potter, who had a pump fake on Eubanks, got by him, and literally no Kings player came over to help at all. Malik Monk, Daquan Plowden,
Zero.
they just stood there, and Potter had the easiest jam of his life.
Embarrassing. I mean, it was. I was truly embarrassing. And when I was watching that, I remember thinking, wow, this is the first time I feel like the effort wasn't there.
I agree with you. I thought defensively in that first half, it was crazy. The Kings played, I thought, their most complete game in like 6 weeks against Chicago. Well, in the first half tonight, this was one of like the most incomplete games they played against like anybody, because it wasn't just, oh, they're missing shots. They were 100% missing shots.
Yeah.
And Indiana, like I thought at times did a decent job defensively flying around, but they could not guard anyone. And that was, I think, the tough thing to watch from Sacramento in that first half was it was like the first move. It would be like a pump fake and they would get by their man and there would be no help whatsoever. I'm watching this going, this team is not playing like with any type of like desperation or any help. Like what? It felt like something went wrong. Like did something happen with the team?
No, and that's what
like emotionally or something? Because they were a mess.
I did not understand. I didn't understand their approach to the game.
Yeah.
That's what was so confusing, because I'm like, if you approach every game like that down the stretch, you're losing to Brooklyn, Memphis, name that team. You're losing every single game. And that's what I even thought about when I was watching it. I'm thinking 50 Cent's on the sideline watching this shit.
Joey Fatone. He must be disgusted.
Yeah. He was like,
he's like, when me and Chris Kirkpatrick played pickup games, we even did the right thing.
Chris Kirkpatrick.
Yeah.
That's the goatee one.
And then JC, as you know, Lance Bass.
Okay, I do know Lance.
And then Justin Timber. What?
I know that one, JT.
JT.
Yeah. Really quick, someone did in my ear say, like, at one point during the game or during the half, they're like, Morgan, are you so excited about this? Like, this is probably your thing. And I'm like, so I was the weird little girl that was not into boy bands and just into Chris Webber.
I love boy bands.
I had Chris Webber all over my walls. I was like, I love you. I'm going to marry you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. What?
NSYNC was way better than Backstreet Boys, in my humble opinion. No disrespect, Backstreet Boys.
Anything basketball had my heart. I did not know
I like
about
basketball too, but I like music.
I didn't know about those. I didn't know about those boys. I knew the Spice Girls. But anyway. So anyway, Joey Fatone, disgusted.
At halftime, he almost walked away. And I'm like, where are you going? He's like, bye, bye, bye. And I was like, no, you got to sit here for the second half.
And then he said, no, because, like, I want it that way.
That's the Backstreet Boys.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Didn't he sing that one? Wait, isn't that NSYNC? No, dude,
We're stupid.
I want it that way. Shit. Okay.
Thank you.
Same thing.
Adam and Lincoln said that he just did Tankathon. And the Kings got the 6 pick 4 out of 5 times. All right, you know what? Just for fun.
Are you gonna do it? Yes.
Just for fun, we're gonna go ahead and do this. Okay. Let's bring up the second screen here.
Yes.
Sim lottery. Okay, from Tankathon.com.
Remember, this is fake, everyone.
But people are gonna take this so real. I have not done anything yet. Haven't even touched this. I was gonna hit it. I was going to hit Tankathon once before, and I went, I'm going to save this for the show.
Okay.
So let's go sim lottery here. Kings right now, number 2.
Why does this make me nervous? Oh! Yeah?
Yeah!
Suck on the 6th spot, idiot.
The Tankathon. Oh, Indiana, your pick's going to the Clippers.
This
Kings get
is
number
real.
1. This is a spoiler. Remember that moment.
Never forget
Honestly, that could not have gone better.
Oh my God, thank God.
What are
it
the
happened
odds that
way.
we play Tankathon the first time and Sacramento gets the number 1 pick? The Pacers drop to 5, lose their pick to the Clippers. Hornets jump 11 spots and pick 2.
Dude.
That would be insane. Nets 3.
We
That's
shoved
hilarious.
our Tankathon into that guy's Tankathon's fucking face.
Yeah. That makes it all better. That'll totally be the same thing that happens in May, right?
Mm-hmm.
Confirmed. Anyway, we are all over the place tonight, and that's okay.
It is okay.
Because our emotions are all over the place. It
So-
all makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
What do you think is going through Devin Carter's mind tonight when he has a career night? Breaking news, our Butcher and Barrel player of the game.
There we go.
Devin Carter, because he was absolutely fantastic. 24 points, 5 rebounds, 22 points in the fourth quarter. By the way, his career high tonight, 24 points in this game.
Career high for him, but also to be watching that first half, not playing a minute, and then coming in the second half and just saying, give me the ball and get out of my way. I said to him, because we interviewed him after the game, I was like, we know you don't lack confidence. And you never have, I just basically was asking him about like how he remains confident, and just, he talked about what he saw on the floor and why he took it. And yeah, it's, again, he felt confident too, Deuce, because of this. And I'm not taking anything away from him. We saw him play in the G League and dominate. He's going up against some talent that he felt more confident against. And whenever you see a guy play like that against G League guys, you go, God, they belong in the league. Like it's something that we've noticed with G Leaguers when they can dominate in the G. It's like, you feel like there's a position or spot for them, an opportunity. And it's opportunities like this that will keep him on a team, on a roster. But I also don't believe that this is just going to be him on a random night against OKC.
Right. But I think the point is, you want to just see him get the opportunity, especially down the stretch run of the season. 16 games to go. Like 16 minutes isn't a crazy number to ask him to play. Mm-hmm. That's the other thing. He did all that tonight in 16 minutes. He was so 9 of 13. He was 3 of 4 from downtown, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. He was outstanding in this game. So it's just tough thinking, if Monk doesn't go down, is he really playing in this game? Because he hasn't been playing. And
the answer is no.
Well, and that's how I look at this situation down the stretch. You have to play him down the stretch of the season. Because even if he's not a part of your future, would it hurt to help his value a little bit here?
Dude, not only his value, but like confirm to yourselves that he isn't doing this night in and night out. Because if he is doing that in 16 minutes every single night, OKC, Brooklyn against whoever, then
okay, he's not going to do that every single night, but it's more about his approach to the game and the energy he can bring.
But that's my whole point. Yeah. My whole point is not like him just dominating and scoring like that, but like being impactful in any way, shape, or form, because you don't see that every single time that he steps on the floor. And sometimes it's because it's hard to find your groove with these like spotty minutes or whatever else or whoever else is out there. But also we've seen Devin Carter play so chaotic at times that it does make you question, okay, what type of basketball player he is, what type of team player he is. Because this was the perfect situation for him to take over. He believes he can do this. And when he gets the opportunity to just have the ball and do what he needs to do, it can look like this.
In the fourth quarter, here are the lineups the Kings use. They use 2 different lineups. Devin Carter, Killian Hayes, Neat Clifford, Daquan Plowden, and Drew Eubanks.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what they started the fourth quarter with. Okay.
Wonderful.
At the 7:14 mark, Max came out. They played Devin Carter, Killian Hayes, Neat Clifford, Daquan Plowden, and Maxime Reynaud the rest of the way in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. I mean,
I was watching going, is DeMar coming back in? Is Russ? He did not put those guys back in. And so, you look at the end of the night, Neat Clifford ends up playing 38 minutes. Reynaud gets just under 34. Daquan Plowden gets almost 31 minutes in this game. Killian Hayes gets 23 minutes in this game tonight.
Even the Killian Hayes minutes, I loved every second of them. Picking up 94 feet, making them think twice, and
pressuring like a young ball handler and Cam Jones, who is getting some opportunity here, but is a young player trying to run a team.
And this is what we've wanted to see all season long. Didn't matter if it was Russ out there, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan. It's like we want to see these guys pick up 94 feet. And early on in the year, you're hearing at training camp, Zach LaVine being like, well, we can't pick up 94 feet every single play because that's just not doable. And it's like, well, no, when you're a shitty team, like those are the things you have to buy into. And even if you can't, as an older player, well, then you shouldn't be playing as much, because that needs to be part of your identity as a shitty team. Not just, hey, veterans, go out and get shots up and lead. because there's so many great things that they're doing when they're not taking shots and when they're not just taking over. And some nights they are able to take over. But that is more of the style we've been begging to see for the Sacramento Kings this season.
The two lineups I just mentioned too were the lineups that Sacramento used from the 4:15 mark of the third quarter, down 16 up until the end of the game. DeMar DeRozan came out of the game at the 4:39 mark. At the third quarter, Westbrook came out at the 4:15 mark. Those two did not come back in the game. Precious Achiuwa came out at the 7:06 mark. Malik Monk did not play in the second half. They played lineups with Devin Carter, their lottery pick from last year, who has not been in the rotation at all, really, right? Not getting much opportunity. Killian Hayes, who's on his second 10-day contract. Daquan Plowden, who's on a two-way deal, spent most of the season in the G League. Drew Eubanks, who has been pretty much out of the rotation. He just finally got back in because Cardwell's out. And then your rookie, Nate Clifford. The point is, like, for the people who are like, oh, man, you got to play these lineups. That's kind of what they went with down the stretch.
Yeah, it was. And there was times I was just like, all right, can these guys figure it out? And really, it wasn't about them all figuring out on the offensive end and everything just being so smooth. It was Devin Carter just taking over. And that alone was all that group needed, was some sort of leader to who it didn't matter if it was going to be Plowden or Clifford or whoever. They just needed a leader to take over. And that ultimately is what helped them get the win, but also them on the defensive end, the putting the pressure on, but then also locking in when it came to defending the paint better, rotating over, not allowing too many open threes down the stretch. Just a much better job in a single quarter to help them, well, like a quarter and a half to let them win this game.
Sorry, I just coughed. I choked. Why do you look at me like that? Because anytime I cough, it's like you glare at me. It's not, hey, you okay?
Are you okay?
Or maybe just keep talking for a second. It's like, get away from the mic.
I finished my thought and then I was like disgusted. So then I was just being mean. I'm sorry.
Right, here's a couple of stats for you. We mentioned the Kings being down 78-58 with 4:39 to go in the fourth quarter. The Kings outscored them though in the second half 72-50. The Kings had 42 points in the fourth quarter, outscoring them 42-27 in that fourth quarter. My goodness. Shout out to Devin Carter, our Butcher and Barrel player of the game.
And make sure you head over to Butcher and Barrel. It's right across the street from Golden One Center. You can get game day deals before the game. Head over there, get a Wagyu burger, a shot, and a beer, all for $39. Yes, and they have a new menu coming out. They always have new menus, new food, and it's just absolutely delicious. Great vibe in there. Check out Butcher and Barrel.
We got more of the podcast coming up in a second. Shout out to Sean who donated $2 saying, please run that lottery simulation one more time to make sure. No, we ran it once and we got the number one pick. Sean would love. Sean is always rooting for the worst. So he would love to see it drop to 6.
Nice try, Sean.
Thanks for the donation.
Appreciate you.
This podcast always, as always, presented by our friends over at Sentivo Vineyards and Winery.
Oh, the best of the best. And it's family owned. They're all Kings fans. Such amazing people, but they make amazing wines. And you can go to sentivovineyards.com and check out all the wines. And especially with like the warm, beautiful weather coming out, like, is there a nice Chardonnay that maybe you want, or maybe a Champagne that you're looking for? Champagne.
Julian Champagne.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Thank you.
So any of those that you're looking for, or maybe you're a cab fan. My point is they're all there at sentivovineyards.com. You can also check out their tasting room in Sassoon Valley. It's absolutely stunning. sentivovineyards.com.
Also presented by our friends over at
Medic Ambulance. Woo, woo. We've teamed up with Medic Ambulance, the trusted name in emergency medical services across Northern California. From life-saving responses to being the team behind the scenes at your favorite events, Medic is here to serve. Learn more at medicambulance.net.
Appreciate your guys' support of the podcast. We got to get to our J Street Dental moment of the game. I mean, which one of Devin Carter's big threes? Step back three, that was nasty. For Devin Carter, the moment has to be Devin Carter scoring 22 in the fourth, right?
Love it. It's Devin Carter's fourth quarter. I mean, that's what it is. It's just him going off, attacking the basket, attacking the paint, getting in the two-man game. With the ball in his hands, creating off the dribble, step back threes that were just high arcing. You would have been so pissed if he missed them. So pissed. That's what type of shot it was. And they were going in. You're like, keep going.
I put down Devin Carter, 22 points in the fourth quarter, ruining lottery odds, ? And then Joey Fatone and 50 Cent.
Oh, love it. And that's our J Street Dental moments of the game. Enriching lives and enhancing smiles. Head to jstreetdentalgroup.com. You can also check out their sister office, Sacramento River Dental.
I think those are good moments. I'm thinking back to some other ones. I mean, if Devin Carter has that dunk in transition, that would have been nasty in the third quarter. And then Plowden, if he dunks on Potter there.
Oh, my God. That one?
God.
And I'm sorry. Any of Killian Hayes' on-ball defense, picking up, knocking the ball away, getting the steal. Was it just one steal that he had back there? I think Plowden might have had another one. But
Killian Hayes ended up with 3 steals in this game. Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah. So
he had 8 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, 3 steals in 23 minutes. He was 2 of 7 shooting.
Yeah.
Again, can't really shoot. Has not been efficient at all. But he does a lot of other things out there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just interesting down the stretch to see some of these guys play and really see what type of player they can be when they're getting bigger opportunities and minutes.
What a night. I mean, what's more shocking? Devin Carter, 22 points in the fourth quarter, leading a 20-point comeback.
Or
Bam Adebayo with 83 points, the second highest scoring game in NBA history behind Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game. Bam Adebayo tonight against the Washington Wizards passes Kobe Bryant's 81-point game. He had 83 points. He was 20 of 43. He took 22 threes. He was 7 of 22 from 3 and 36 of 43 at the free throw line. Wizards head coach Brian Keefe said after the game that was not basketball late in that game. Nonetheless, a crazy accomplishment and so shocking because I think if you went up and down the NBA talking about who are some candidates who could score 80 plus points in a ball game, I don't know at what point you would say Bam Adebayo, who's averaging 18 points a game this year.
not even in top 20.
No,
You know what I mean? It's just
top 50.
Yeah, it just isn't someone that you'd connect Bam and 83 points to in the same sentence, but now you get to. And I know so many people have so many things to say about the game, and Kyle was even asking me about it after the game, just on post game a little bit about oh, do you think this or do you think that? And I'm like, look, I didn't watch the game, so I'm not going to shit on it right here. I don't know ultimately what really happened. And it's not like he was paying the refs to call those fouls. There's probably fouls and he was headed to the line. But ultimately how the Wizards were playing defense or how Miami was maybe allowing the Wizards to score so they could get extra possessions to do this for Bam, all that stuff, I can go back and watch later.
I saw an interesting tweet tonight that offered some perspective on this. This is from @StatCenter on Twitter. He wrote, in Wilt's 100-point game, Philly was letting the Knicks score quickly in the fourth quarter so they could get the ball back and then feed Wilt.
Yep.
And then Kobe took 13 of LA's final 17 shots and all 13 of their free throw attempts in the fourth quarter to get to his 81. No one's ever scored 70 plus ethically. What Bam did is insane and joyous.
Love it. Love it. No, that's such a fair way to put it. You can't shit on Bam's 83 and not, one, I have no idea. I've never seen Wilt's 100 game.
Doesn't exist.
Right.
I mean, it happened.
Yeah.
But
right. That's my point.
But also.
And I know, for real. And then Kobe, I've watched every single scoring play from that 81-point game and not the actual full game, but just every single scoring play by Kobe. Probably watched it a long time ago. But my point is, it's it's a team sport. Anyone scoring above 80 points, there's going to be something that isn't ethical or something that's going to be off about it.
Look, 43 free throws is outrageous. And we both did not watch the game. With that said, can we just full stop, just go, dude, crazy accomplishment. His
Yep.
mom was at the game. Asia Wilson was at the game. Like, he was emotional from it. No matter how he like did it, he did something that has not been done since Kobe Bryant.
Yep.
And yes, he did it against a Wizards team that's not good. It's March. Well, you can nitpick it to death. That's fine. No one's sitting here going, this is the most iconic performance ever. But hey, on a random Tuesday night in March, some fans went to a Miami Heat Washington Wizards game and saw something that I don't think anyone could have predicted, and that's Bam Adebayo scoring 83 points. That's what makes sports amazing, because you never know what you're going to see in a game. You can have all the predictions you want. No one thought he was going to have 83 points. He had 60 through 3 quarters.
Yeah.
And so for them trying to I think that's the thing. Once he got 60, he was like, well, let's try to get him 70. And then once you get 70, you're definitely thinking, let's get him 80.
Yeah. Why
And
not?
He was able to do it. So look, you don't have to all of a sudden put Bam up there with Wilt and Kobe and all those guys who have accomplished so many amazing scoring feats, but you could still acknowledge that it's pretty epic and good for him to have that moment with his family and Asia in the building.
Yeah. That's the things that make it super special. And on the home floor, obviously, like you said, being in Miami. And I know some people are being like, oh, but Kobe's entire stat line, for the evening. Like, yeah, he was more efficient. Like, his stat line was more efficient. But again, it's Bam Adebayo with 83 points. And he has a whole different game than Kobe fucking Bryant.
But also, can I just ask, why do we have to instantly, when someone does something, we have to instantly go, yeah, but this person's was better? It's like, okay, sure, you can think 81 points. You can think Kobe's game was better. I'm fine with that. I'm not going to sit here and debate. I don't really care. It's just interesting looking at what we've seen in NBA history, where he goes, now you've got, look at the like top scoring games of all time. Wilt 100 tonight, Bam at 83, Kobe at 81 in 06, Wilt 78 in 1961. Luka had that 73-point game against Atlanta. David Thompson was 73, Wilt 73 again, Wilt 73 again, Wilt 72, Dame 71. Donovan Mitchell had that 71-point game. David Robinson had a 71-point game. I think it was the last game of the season for the Spurs. And that 71-point game actually clinched him the scoring title that year in the NBA.
Whoa.
And then Elgin Baylor was 71. Embiid scored 70. Booker, people want to talk about ethical. The bad Suns team, whatever, and he scored 70. Wilt scored 70. Crazy. And Michael Jordan, 69.
Nice.
Anyway.
Yeah, really cool. I loved seeing all the clips from after the game. I just think those things are just so special to see. And Asia Wilson basically putting out there, now there's someone in the house with a higher career high than me, basically.
It's just crazy.
Like,
the second highest scoring game
pretty
in
dominant
NBA
household
history. Don't you think now players are gonna be like, dude, if they're close to that 60, they're like, I gotta break Bam's record now.
Yeah,
we can't have Bam being the second highest leading scorer in NBA history.
Yeah, I'm sure. But it's probably gonna be broken.
Yeah.
Like, you see how this game evolves and how people score.
Yeah.
It'll be broken.
In the chat, Daniel says, when you watch it, Deuce, it's bad. It's still 83, but the way they got there was bad. Yeah, I mean, I hear that. I just, I mean, we can also just go, cool, man. He scored 83 points.
Yeah.
I guess I don't need to like pile in and try to like tear it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it wasn't pretty. It was against Washington, and he took 43 free throws, and he took 22 threes. Pretty wild night.
Do you think more people are tearing it down right away because it is Bam? Like, do you think if it was LeBron tonight?
Yes, I
yeah.
100% think. Well, I think no matter what, if anyone put up those numbers, people are going to dig at it. But if it was someone like a Giannis or a LeBron or a Luka, like, prime players like that, it gets more love.
It's like they deserve
Right.
to be. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
So,
All good. That's the world we live in today, and it is all good.
The other thing we got to talk about, Morgan
Mhm.
Reagan, watching Denver OKC. My
Here
goodness.
we go. Now, this is why I love basketball so much.
129-126. Oklahoma City got the win. OKC shorthanded. What a game down the stretch. Just watching that game. And this is when I know I'm just an NBA homer, and that's fine. I just was sitting back going, I feel so lucky right now. And you may go, okay, you're going to be as corny as SGA postgame. Fine. I just go, we are watching Jokic and SGA at the height of their powers.
Yeah.
Going toe-to-toe in this epic game. I mean, Jokic was unbelievable. He had 32, 14, and 13. Super efficient, 12 of 19. And then SGA's game with 35, 15 assists, 9 rebounds, no turnovers. 14 of 21 shooting, 3 of 7 from 3, and just 4 of 4 at the free throw line. It was such a brilliant performance from both Jokic and SGA. But what Shai Gilgeous-Alexander did last night, it was a moment. And I think about
multiple moments.
over the years with the great ones, they have moments.
Okay.
SGA showed a level of emotion that I don't think he always shows with his celebrations, but also his game right now is just at another level. I think about what Oklahoma City has done this year with all of the injuries they've had, yet he stays steady, right? You think about the 20-plus point game streak now up there with Wilt. Like, that's crazy. What stood out to you about what he was able to accomplish last night against Denver?
It's, when you watch a game with SGA, it's throughout the game, it's going to be pretty consistent for the most part with him as an individual. It's what he's capable of doing at the end of a game multiple times. Like, that's what I find wild. It's never, I don't even feel like, how did Denver let him get the basketball? Sure, there's going to be those moments, and I'm sure those breakdowns all happened with a whole bunch of Denver media members talking about that. How do you let SGA get the ball, and get something and get a look, whatever? This guy is that good. He's going to find a way to get the ball. He's going to be crafty. He's going to slither. He just knows the game, sees it at a different pace, a different speed. And so when you're watching him in those moments, I always think about the mental shit that goes on in his head. He's won at the highest level. He has the MVP, everything else. But in this game, some of those moments down the stretch, especially after Jalen Williams made the big mistake that he made plowing through Jamal Murray.
Yeah, Williams said that was one of the dumbest mistakes he's ever made.
And it was. I was so angry about it. And then SGA said, it's okay. Never got rattled and said, let me do this.
One of the things I liked about that last play, too, is they inbounded the ball to AJ Mitchell first.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like SGA getting the ball and getting pressured right away. SGA was able to get it off the catch, right? Catch it and make his move. And then his explanation about that game winner after was, it was epic.
Yeah, and I had no clue what I was going to do. I have answers to the test, but I got to see the questions first. So once I seen he was on my left and I was going right, I think it was Christian Braun that was in the gap. So I knew I probably was if I drove to shoot a midi, it was probably going to be a contested with 2 guys. So I tried to separate from the 3 and get a good, comfortable shot, and it went down.
Bro. First, couple things about that. The quote, that quote just goes hard. That is iconic. What a quote.
I have the answers to the test, but I got to see the questions first.
Beautiful. Iconic. Then him breaking down everything. Obviously, yes, he's a hooper, whether, he sees it, whatever. Time's running out. It's not like you have a lot of time to really calculate, okay, I'm going to go for the 3 here, or I'm going to do this. He really, truly just reads the game at his pace, at his speed. And knowing that he could maybe elevate and get the jumper in the mid range, like you said, with Christian Brown coming right there, having Jones on him as well, I believe it was. Instead, he said, no, I can create this space and take this deep shot. And this is not a bad shot from me. You know, like a step back three from SGA is so practiced. It's muscle memory. It's calculated mentally. He's already been there in that moment before. So he has it all down. Like he knows the answers to the test.
It's just special. And the previous game, it was a late game situation with Draymond Green. He waved off a screen and hit a step back, buried it from downtown in Draymond's face. And then last night, just big threes late in a game. I do know there's a lot of fans mixed about SGA. You know, he has this label of being a foul merchant. But I think if you really just took a step back and tried to like not think about that, because like even last night, he was 4-4 at the free throw line. The guy gets to his spots. He does it at all levels. He could defend. And I think he reads the game at such a high level.
High-level processor.
No better example than that
Yep.
there. And, you know, when you're watching the game, you're just seeing, oh, he just going. I guess in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, he's just going for a step back three there. That he's just going for the dagger shot.
No.
He was reading the game as fast as he could. He saw it. He saw what the defense did, and he made what he thought was the best decision in that moment.
Doesn't it seem like in these moments, and I've said this before, playoffs last year and everything else, that he truly has like classical music going on in his head, and it's like, it's just to the music, how he processes it, how he sees it, how he thinks it. Okay, actually, we're just going to go as smooth as a violin. And dun, dun, dun. I don't know how a violin sounds. Oh my God. Do that again?
I don't know why I'm doing Pirates of the Caribbean.
Is there a violin in that?
I don't know how to do a violin. How do you make a violin noise with your mouth?
Oh, no.
That's a trumpet.
Okay, no. Yeah, I can't do it.
Thank you.
I don't think
it's
anyone
not possible. There's no one. There's literally no one who could do that. No, but yeah, SGA. You're right. He is playing at his pace. I think he's better than he's ever been.
Mm-hmm.
And this is in a year where, I mean, last night they didn't have Hartenstein, they didn't have Chet Holmgren,
No Alex Caruso.
Jalen Williams is still out. They do have so much depth, and everybody buys in. Like Jalen Williams, the big, like he was a monster last night. I know he made that mistake late, but he's been big for them. AJ Mitchell, oh my goodness,
God.
this AJ Mitchell,
Go
second round
Gauchos.
pick, wasn't really much of a factor last year, and this year he's been huge for them. But he's also missed time, and so that's where I think you get to the conversation about MVP, and it's like so many people today going, "That was it. He sealed it last night." With that win over Jokic in that moment, it's hard to argue it. It really is. And I just also take a step back and go, this MVP race is so fun to me.
It is.
It's not just two guys. Like, yes, of course, Jokic, you can make a legit case for him because of what he does, considering all the injuries Denver has had. But OKC, still at the top of the NBA's Western Conference, defending champs with all of these injuries, and this guy, SGA, is playing better than ever. And then you've got Victor Wembanyama, who tonight against Boston, I know Jaylen Brown got tossed. That was kind of horseshit, it looked
weird.
like. He had 39 points, knocked down 8 threes, what he does on both ends. And you think, what would the Spurs be without this guy on their team?
They wouldn't be what they are.
No, they wouldn't. And I know they had a stretch where he was out and they played well. Fox was awesome in that stretch, but like, where would they be? He is just such an incredible two-way threat. Cade Cunningham with the Pistons, right? I know there's even some Anthony Edwards talk thrown in there. I start listing all these names. I'm like, oh my God, we are in it right now. Everyone gets so worried about who's next. Oh, LeBron, Steph on the way out. Dude, it's here. You're watching it.
Yeah.
SGA in his prime. Victor doing his thing. We mentioned someone like even Cade Cunningham and then Jokic. It's a great time.
It is.
I love seeing the skill level, and this MVP conversation is fun.
The MVP conversation is fun, but the next wave or era of who the face of the league or however you want to define it, like it is here. It is here. And it is something that we've been talking about. I mean, obviously, if you're here in Sacramento and you've seen some of the names on this Kings roster and it has felt like it's been time for a while, like, yeah, they have these names, some future Hall of Famers on the squad, but we want to see the young guys and we want to see this. I feel like that's around the league like that with the Lakers and LeBron. Like, how do you coach the minute distribution in the rotations when you have this star power on your roster around the league? Unless you're contributing like a Kevin Durant is to his squad in Houston, where it's just at a high level and he is part of that other era of basketball, or even Steph Curry when he's healthy and playing on the floor. It's just like you can go around the league and you see these names that have been up at the top forever and you go, no, it's time for the next wave of guys and like
It's
what
here.
they're doing. It is here. It is happening, and it is time to appreciate honey.
And I just rattled off all those guys as MVP candidates. Thank you to the chat for reminding me. Jaylen Brown too.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
So you throw him in the mix. It's really insane at this stage. And I mean, what a time. There could be some fun battles in the West. You think about if Denver and OKC meet again.
Yeah.
Hell, OKC and San Antonio, especially with what San Antonio has been able to achieve in the regular season against Oklahoma City. What does that look come playoff time? What does Victor look like in a playoff setting? I don't know, man. I just love it, dude. Even the other night, like Victor Wembanyama, like is emotionally, like he's crying. He's emotional after the Spurs rallied from down 25 against the Clippers to win. And you're like, dude, this guy just cares. And it just goes such a long way to me. It's like, do you care about the game?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's so passionate on a Tuesday night or whatever night it was, for the game that he just worked his ass off in and left it all out there on the floor. And it's like, when you see that in a player, oh man, you always want that to be a part of your culture, your organization, because that is so special. You can't teach that. And for him to be one of the best players in the league and have that type of passion and love for the game, oh, so lucky. So lucky.
Is SGA the MVP?
I want to say yeah.
Yeah, he is mine.
Like, yes. It's something I was talking about with you the other day, though, when I was looking at Victor Wembanyama, because he's also doing it on both ends of the floor, and he's doing it with a team that isn't experienced in postseason basketball and everything else. And it feels like they're playing. I mean, obviously they're playing like a postseason team. They're going to be a postseason team. And it's mostly because of Victor Wembanyama's value, and what he does as an individual. After that last performance, though, of SGA, it's like I always become prisoner of the moment.
Yeah. And it's not just a moment, though.
No.
'Cause with SGA, you think about what he's doing this year.
And I wasn't saying that, though.
I know. What you're just saying is that moment itself, you see it and you're like, oh, that stamped it.
Yep.
And that's how a lot of people are talking today. SGA this year averaging just under 32 a game, 55% shooting. That's up on the season compared to last year. He's shooting 38% from three. That's up. He's averaging 9.2 free throws a game, almost 90% at the free throw line, 6 assists, a steal and a half per game this year in 54 games. Yeah. I guess going back to your Victor point too, I think the other thing is if Victor's presence allows that team, his teammates to thrive at a level that maybe they wouldn't be able to get to if he wasn't there. Like he's able to lift these guys, like what they're able to do defensively, the confidence they could play. It's not to take anything away from what some of those players can do defensively.
Yeah.
But my God, like when you have that guy behind you, you just feel even stronger. And what a luxury that is, because you could just play free. You could play aggressive.
It empowers you to do things on a basketball floor that other people don't get to do. And I think too, when it comes to the narrative or the debate of like this right now, with SGA and Wemby, it's like some people are like, yeah, but Wemby's young and he'll get it, and here, there, and there. And then with SGA, I think some people will have like voter fatigue, or will go back to the narrative of like, yeah, he's a foul merchant. It's like, are you watching every single night? Are you watching every possession? Like, what are you watching? And that's why, like, again, there's always a debate there on what you believe and define as the most valuable player. Like, people have their different definitions. But yeah, as of right now today, sure, SGA.
In the chat, Ramjack says, can we make this a Sharks channel? Loaded right now with young talent. An 18-year-old getting MVP votes. Please make this a Sharks channel and pod. You two deserve it. All right, Ramjack, honest question. How fucking crazy would it be if, like, tomorrow you just went to our channel and it was like, Deuce and Mo, a San Jose Sharks podcast, and we're just randomly, now that the Sharks are good, we're just talking Sharks. We just abandoned basketball. Like, how insane would that be for us to do? Oh, wait. You're thinking about it. It would be ridiculous. One, a couple of things. I respect you, hockey players. You put me on ice, I could skate.
I can't.
Okay. I don't watch hockey, dude.
I'm
a basketball fan. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know how to put I don't want to watch hockey. Like,
Macklin Celebrini, dude. I know he's good.
I don't even know what he looks like.
He's young. And Morgan, with that stick, watch out.
Oh my God. When he hits the puck goes flying to the back of the net.
The way he handles the puck in the ice, there's look.
Score!
Yes, that's what he does a lot. But you could say SGA is the Macklin Celebrini of the NBA in some ways. You know what I mean?
Is that giving SGA enough credit? Is Macklin that good? Like, that good?
Macklin's really good.
I mean, I heard he didn't win it for Canada, though.
Golly. I mean, yeah, he did not. He let Bret Hart down. Yeah.
Oh, but he is like SGA. He's Canadian.
Wow. Whoa, dude. Yeah, dude. So no, we're not gonna all of a sudden start talking hockey. I apologize.
You said it kind of mean though.
Because it's outlandish. It's outrageous. Quite frankly,
I thought it was cute.
It's honestly disrespectful to us because
see that at
we
all.
love the NBA. And yes, even when the Kings are bad, we love the Kings. The amount of people, it's too often when people go, dude, you guys got to stop talking about the Kings. Ugh, how do you watch it? Stop. It doesn't matter. Yeah, imagine now we just go, we're done with them. They're bad. No, I'm here. You know where I'm from? I'm from Sacramento, California. I've rooted for the Kings pretty much my entire life. There was a time when I was like 5 years old. I liked the Orlando Magic because of Shaq. Other than that, I love the Kings. You think I'm just going to give up now? No. They may be bad for the rest of my life, but there are going to be moments that happen that I enjoy. And like 3-4 years ago when they made the playoffs, one of my peak sports fandom moments. And guess what? That team, they got eliminated in the first round.
And not gonna lie, there's always gonna be a community that wants to talk about them with us. And so I'm down for that. I think some people that tell us like, yeah, you guys should bail on the Kings and just talk NBA or anything else. I think they just think like we're in it for like, let's go chase the big views and become big YouTubers and it's like, no, we're good. Like, our goal is to always have fun and talk about what we want to talk about and not have anyone tell us what to do. And we get to do that with a community of people that does grow when it's obviously a winning season and things are a lot more positive because people can't take more negativity in their everyday lives. Totally get it. But that's why you have to do it when things are low too. Like, you have to do it through adversity, through the best times, through the worst times. And there's a lot more worst times than there are best times, but makes the best times that much better.
Preach. Future King AJ DeBonsa tonight had 40 points.
AJ DeBonsa had 40 points. I don't know why I was singing that.
I don't know
but
either.
I saw his highlights and they look great.
Yeah. Or Kansas State, right?
I mean, so fundamental. So, yeah. You know what? Even with him, I thought about that when we were like emotional in the beginning of the show. I was thinking about how, yeah, it's just with any, like when you're crushing on people as you're growing up and like learning like who you're falling for, who you just have a crush on, or what is actual, like what's logical. Like for example, when I was in the 5th grade, it wasn't logical that Chris Webber was going to marry me. Like I was in the 5th grade.
Yeah, that'd be problematic for sure.
Very
Yeah, yeah.
problematic. And he was dating one of the hottest models out there, Tyra Banks, which hated her. So then as you get older and you start crushing on people, you realize like, oh, there's a connection between the both of you, whatever. But with AJ DeBonsa, I just don't want to become obsessed with him and then not end up getting to like even go to coffee and like flirt. Like, you know, not for real, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm saying you don't want to fall hard for him and then not have him come to Sacramento is what you're trying to say.
Yeah. Like even like if there's not even a chance, then I just don't want to be obsessed with him, but I'm just going to be obsessed with his game.
Well, guess what? There is a chance.
I know.
You're in the lottery. There's a chance. And that's the
So
lesson.
I'm flirting right now.
There is the lesson.
Ugh.
Like the players you want. And you know what? Be optimistic and deal with being let down if it happens. And my final thought is, let's stop getting pre-mad at things. There's just no point. Life is too short to be pre-mad. Oh, I'm mad because this might happen. What? Just live, my man.
Glass isn't half full. It's not half empty. You just have water to
Some
drink.
water in there, huh?
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys. Heads up, tomorrow, second night of a back-to-back. Kings take on the Hornets. Should be interesting to see the Hornets in person. Colin Knippel, the Mellow Ball in town.
Excited.
We'll be live late night after that game. Late night. And when I say late night, it might be like 11:30, 11:45, midnight. But we will be live for a late night pod.
Yeah.
We love you guys so much, but we gots to go.
You all have a wonderful rest of your night. See you tomorrow.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know. Deuce and Mo.